Hello, CSEC scholars. Welcome to another live CSEC class. Tonight, being Tuesday night, we're going to be doing algebra based on the schedule. Yes, that's what we do on a Tuesday evening. And we're going to be solving quadratic equations using the method of, using the quadratic formula. So far, we have solved quadratic equations using factorizing, the difference of squares. And tonight, we're looking at the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula can be used to solve any quadratic equation, even if it cannot be factorized. So some quadratic equations cannot be factorized. So you can't use factorizing to solve all, but the quadratic formula is your one-stop shop. It's your last resort when nothing else will work. You can plug in your values in the quadratic formula and you will get your solution for the quadratic equation. All right, so before we go into it though, we're going to play the schedule of live classes. Hello CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC Math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Hello scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. All right, and we're going to jump really jump into it now. Imani, welcome. John, welcome. Asar, welcome. All right, let me apologize for the late start, but I was, as you well know, I was on a live pep class, and we went over by almost 40 minutes. So we're gonna be late tonight because we'll be doing the quadratic formula. For those who are not aware what that is, you'll see that in a second. So let me share the screen. As usual, my options are loaded. I have so many things. So let me see now. That's the quadratic formula. Let me go back and check if we're seeing it on the screen. All right, so we're good to go. Good night to those joining us in the chat. Welcome, Young DK. Welcome, Zion. Welcome, Jamani. All those who are coming in from YouTube, from Facebook, wherever, you're welcome. Please post your answers, post your comments, post your questions. Here we go. So the quadratic formula, you're looking at it right now. To find the solutions, remember the quadratic um, function normally produces two solutions. Where what we have to do is to plug in a, b, and c into this equation. So x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, what is a, what is b, what is c? Those terms will be determined by the equation itself, the function itself. We're going to put the function in the quadratic format, meaning we should have our x squared term first, followed by the x term, followed by the constant term, equals 0. Once we have the equation in that form, the coefficient of the x squared term will be our a value. The coefficient of the x term will be our b value, and the constant term will be our c value. So let's get into it. And as usual, I like to give my scholars hands-on, like when my scholars get hands-on um, work. So here goes. So Imani, you're up.
Miss, the picture hasn't changed.
Why does it do this? Let me start over. Hold on. Gonna stop sharing. Stop sharing. What are you seeing now?
Miss, I'm just seeing you.
All right. Let's try again.
Okay. Now I can
Um,
see, like, okay.
did the slide change?
Yes, miss. It says the quadratic formula. I know it changed. Well, you know how,
Did
yeah,
it change again?
yes, miss.
All right, let's hope it works this time. So here you go, Imani. So we have, uh, why is this giving me so much trouble? Come on now. We have 4x squared. You're seeing this on the screen, right?
Yes, miss.
4x squared plus 3x minus 2 equals 0.
Yes, miss.
All right, so walk me through it. What am I to do?
Okay, so since it's already in, sorry, miss. Since it's already in the form x squared plus x plus c, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're going to put in the quantities. So A would equal 4,
Mm-hmm.
B would equal 3, and C would equal -2.
All right.
So now we're going to plug in the values into the equation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
x equals negative
Negative 3.
negative plus or minus the square root of 3 squared
Mm-hmm.
minus 4 -2.
Mhm.
Oh, over 2 times 4.
Okay. Mhm. So we're going
Negative.
to deal with this first, right?
Yes, miss.
So we're about the negative 3 plus minus. All right.
9
So 3 squared.
9
Mhm.
minus 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times negative 2 is negative 32.
Mhm.
Miss, wouldn't it be
Positive,
minus negative
positive,
32? So it's
positive
positive
32.
32 over
Okay.
2 times 4, which is 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so negative 3 plus or minus 9 plus 32 is uh, oh 41
Mm-hmm.
over 8. So the square root of 41 is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 41 is 6.4 over 8. And so now we're going to have two different x's. So it's going to be negative 3 plus 6.4 over 8 for the first one, and negative 3 plus 6.4, and negative 3 minus 6.4 over 8. So
Mm-hmm.
negative 3 plus 6.4 is negative 3.4 over 8. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
3.4 over 8. 3.4 over 8.
Okay, which give what?
Um, 0.4,
Okay.
and negative 3 minus 6.4 is negative 9.4 and over 8, and that would be negative 1.175.
Okay, so 1.8.
Yes, miss.
All right, so we got our two values for x.
Means it would be 1.2 because it's 175, not 1.
Oh, 1.7. Oh, okay, I thought you said point 0.7. All right, so 1.2. All right. Thank you, Imani.
Yes, miss.
Okay, Asar. So 9. Are you there, Asar?
Yes, miss.
9x squared plus 6x plus 1. Go
So,
ahead.
so x is equal to, wait, first a is equal to 9,
All right, so A equal 9,
b is equal to 6,
B is equal to 6.
and c is equal to 1.
Okay,
So x is equal to negative 6 plus or minus 6 squared minus 4 times 9 times 1 over 2 times 9. X is equal to negative 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus. Wait, which part are we at?
Here,
I can't see it.
negative 4 times 9.
So that's negative 36.
So what we're ending up with here is 0. So let's
Over.
retrace. Let's retrace our steps first. So we have 9x squared plus 6x plus 1. So A is 9, B is 6, C is 1, negative B plus or minus B squared minus 4 times A times C. So this is going to give us a 0 here, right?
Yes, miss.
All right, so
Over 2 times A over
times,
18. Why do you have it, miss?
oh,
So it's
sorry.
18 now.
So that's 18. All right, so X is
Negative 6
negative 6.
plus or minus the square root of 0.
So that's 0.
X is equal to 6 plus 0 over 18.
Negative 6. So negative 6 over 18. And both of them will give the same, right? Because plus 0 minus 0 is the same.
So X will be equal to negative 1 over 3.
Negative 1/3. Okay.
So X is equal to 3.
No, negative 1/3.
Oh.
All right. Let me just check something. Hold on. All right, so let's move on. John. All right, x squared minus 7x plus 12
Okay. Finish is equal to 1.
All right, so A is equal to 1.
B is equal to negative 7.
Could you speak up, please?
is equal to -7,
Uh-huh.
and t is equal to 12.
Okay.
So means x is equal to -1 plus or minus. Oh wait, miss, sorry, -7 plus or minus.
It's negative b, so it will be negative -7, which is a positive 7, right?
Yes,
So positive 7
plus or minus the square root of 7 of oh wait, 7 of 7 squared. Like,
negative
7
7
squared
squared.
is
Mm-hmm.
minus 4 times 1 times 12.
4 times 1.
It's 12.
4 times 1 times 12. Okay.
Okay, means so the x is equal to 7
Over
over
what?
it's over 2 times 1 is
Okay. So x is equal to
7 plus or minus the square root of 49 minus 48.
49 minus 48 all over
2 is
2.
it's, the
Mm-hmm.
7 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's the square root of 1 that's 1. So it's
Mm-hmm.
so 7 plus 1 plus or minus 1 over 2.
All right.
Then so the x is equal to 7 plus 1 over 2 and x is equal to 7 minus 1 over 2.
Mm-hmm. So this one gives what?
It's the first one is, that gives 4
8
minutes.
over 2, which is 4.
And then the next
And
one is
this one gives
6 over 2, which is 3.
which is 3. All right. So each person got one. Time for your second ones.
Miss, how many are we going to do?
3 each.
There's 3 more each? 3.
No, 2 more each.
Okay.
All right, Imani, x squared plus 10x equals -9.
Okay, miss. So we have to put it in the correct form. So we're going to add 9 to both sides. So it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be x squared plus 10x plus 9 equals 0. And our values for A, B, and C would be A is 1, B is 10, and C is 9.
All right.
So now we're going to put in the values into the formula.
Mm-hmm.
So -10 plus or minus the square root of 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9 all over 2 times 1. So 10 squared, so negative 10 plus or minus 10, the square root of 10 squared, which is 100 minus 4 times 1 times 9, and that would be minus 36 all over 2, since 2 times 1 is 2. And it's going to be negative 10 plus or minus 10 minus 36 is 64. The square root of 64, sorry. Let me see if I got the plus or minus. All over 2. And now we're going to find the square root of 64, which is 8. Um, so negative 10 plus or minus 8 over 2. So now we're going to have two separate equations, which is negative 10 plus 8 over 2 and negative 10 minus 8 over 2. Wait, did I say that correctly? Um, yeah. So now for the which is negative 2 over 2, and that would be negative 1, and negative 10 minus 8 over 2. So negative, so negative 10 minus 8 is negative 18, and negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9.
Okay. All right, so x is negative 9. Okay, sir. So we have 16x. Oh my lord. 16x minus or equal negative 48 minus x squared. That's it, sir.
Okay, miss. So a is negative 1.
Put it in the order first.
Oh, x squared minus 16x. Sorry, plus 16x. Plus 48. No, a is 1
Equal.
equals 0.
All right,
A
so
is
a
1.
is 1.
B is 16. And C is 48.
Okay.
X is equal to negative 1.
Negative b.
Yeah. Oh. X is equal to negative 16 square root 16 squared times 1 times 8.
48.
48. Over 2 times 1. So x is equal to negative 16 root 256 times 4 times 1,
Work them out.
192 over 2, 64. So x is equal to negative 16 plus or minus 8 over 2. So x is equal to negative 8 over 2. X is equal to negative 16 minus 8 over 2. X is equal to negative 24 over 2. X is equal to negative 12.
Okay. Thank you. John, your second one. Huh?
Okay. Okay. S equals to negative 28.
A little louder.
S equals to negative 28.
No, 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 no. Put this in order first.
Okay. Then it's x squared um plus 3x minus 28 equals 0. Okay. A is 1. B is 3. And C is negative 28. Okay. So x is equal to 28 plus or minus
Negative B.
or
Negative B.
x is negative 3. And or x is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of b of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 28. So over 2 times 1. X is equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus
Plus. Negative times negative.
x is plus
Plus what?
x plus
Hmm?
um that would be plus 72. Oh wait, sorry, no, not
4 times 28.
no, no, it's 112. for example, over 2. So x is equal to negative plus or minus the square root of 120. 120. So x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus 11 over 2. So x is equal to negative 3 plus 11 over 2, and x is equal to negative 3 minus 11 over 2. Okay, so x is equal 11, negative 3 plus 11 is 8, and so it's 8 over 2. So x is 4. And, x is equal to negative 3 minus 11, that's 14, so that's negative 14 over 2. And that's negative 7.
Hmm?
This x is equal to negative 7.
All right. So each person has one last one. Okay, so far so good. All right. So back to you, Imani, for your last one. And that is x squared plus 3x minus 4. That's it. Imani,
Oh, sorry, miss.
you
Since
doze off? You really doze off for me, Imani?
no, miss, it was muted. I honestly thought it was open. I was
Oh,
talking at the same time.
okay.
Um, I was saying that it's already in the order that we want. So A would be
Mm-hmm.
1 since the coefficient for x squared is 1.
Mm-hmm.
B would be 3, and C would be negative 4. And we would substitute the letters in the equation
All
for A,
right.
B, C. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 4 all over 2 times 1. So um, the 3 squared is 9, and minus 4 times 1 times negative 4, and negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16, so it would be plus 16 all over 2. So that would be negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 25 over 2. So um, square root of 25 is 5. So negative 3 plus or minus 5 over 2. So negative 3 plus 5 over 2 would be negative 2 over 2. Oh, sorry, 2 over 2. And 2 divided by 2 is positive 1. And the second equation would be negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 8 over 2. And negative 8 divided by 2 is 4. Or negative, wait, negative 4.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, please.
All right, Asar, your last one. So we have x squared plus 9x minus 36
Okay, miss. Well, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 9, and C is equal to negative 36. So x is equal to negative 9 root 9 squared
plus minus
minus 4 times 1 times negative 4 times 1 times negative 36. X is equal to negative 9 plus or minus 81.
square root of 81.
No, miss.
Oh, 81 minus
Minus
plus
144.
plus plus negative time negative
Plus 4.
144.
Yes, miss.
Okay.
And 225. X is equal to negative 9 plus or minus 15 over 2. X is equal to X is equal to 6 over 2. X is equal to 3. X is equal to 24 over 2.
All right. So
Negative 24 over 2.
x equals negative 9 minus 15 over 2.
So X is equal to negative 12.
Okay. Thank you. And John, your last one. All right. So 12
Okay. So we have to bring over the that be negative. So 0 is equal to negative.
No, no, John, bring over these.
Oh yes, miss. Okay. So this has been
Hmm?
this has been x squared plus x plus 12 is equal to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so um, A would be 1,
Mm-hmm.
B would be 1, and C would be 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it would be x is equal to -1 plus or minus the square root of the 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times 12 over 2 times 1.
Mm-hmm.
The x is equal to -1 plus or minus 1 minus 1 minus 36. Oh wait, minus 48. 1 minus 48.
This is gonna give us a negative number, and we can't have a negative square root.
So this we're going to
So hold on. Negative x squared minus x. Negative x. So 1, 1. So all right. So we have to leave this one here because it's going to give us a negative number under the square root, which we cannot have. So this one is undefined. So for the formula to work, you must get a number
that is
under the
positive.
square root that is positive. You can't find the square root of a negative number.
Miss, Miss, Miss,
No,
Miss,
you
what is
can't find the square root because two numbers can't multiply to give a negative number. Two numbers that are the same cannot multiply to give a negative number. So for example, if you have -3 times -3, the answer is going to be positive. You can't find the square root of a negative number.
Yes.
Understand?
That's Miss, when I type it in the calculator, Miss says math error.
Yeah, it's undefined. You can't do that. All right, so we can leave it at this. So always make sure once you reach here and you're getting a negative number, you know the answer is undefined.
Yes.
All right, so that's it for using the quadratic formula. All right, so all we have to do is to make sure that we put the function in the form of the quadratic. Make sure that the function is in the form of the quadratic, which is you have your x squared term first, then your x term, then your constant term equals 0. And then we can go ahead and the coefficient or the number that's in front of the x squared term will be your a. The coefficient of the x term is b, and the constant term is c. And all you have to do is to plug them into the formula. And remember, it's plus minus. So when you get to the point where you find the square root, then you're going to branch off into two different equations, the one that go with the plus and the one that goes with the minus. So you're going to end up with two solutions for your quadratic. All right, that's it for tonight. So thank you again, scholars, and I'll see you in the morning.
Bye, Bye,
Bye.
Miss.
Adios. Have a nice sleep.
You too, Miss.
Thank you, ma'am.
I mean, it's by sir.
Bye, miss.
Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC Math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So, stay tuned. Hello scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my